Brendan Dassey, Trial Transcript, Day 7, continuing on page 23. Continued testimony of Brendan Dassey. Was it shortly after or long time after Blaine left? Shortly. So is that why you think it was about 5:30? Yeah. When your mom left, did you see if she drove off in her car? No. Did you see how she left? How she left to go up to Green Bay? Yeah. And how did that happen? She got into Scott's truck and they left. So you saw Scott's truck out there? Yes. Now, did you see Scott? No. So you're assuming he was driving? Yeah. Okay. During the time that you and Blaine had been home after getting off the bus at 3:45, did you ever leave the house? Can you repeat that? After you and Blaine got off the bus at 3:45 and before your mom left, excuse me, did you leave the house? No. Did you ever see Blaine leave the house? Just at 5 or around 5:20. So when he left to go meet his friend was the first time you saw him leave? Yes. What did you do? Well, first of all, is anyone left at the house now after your mom leaves? No. Do you know where Bobby is? No. Did you go in his room to check and see if he was in there? No. What did you do after your mom left at 5:30? Watch TV. And where do you watch do you watch TV in your room? In the living room. Do you know how long you watched TV? Until around 6 when I got a phone call. Who called? Mike Cornley. Who's Mike Cornley? Blaine's boss. Do you recognize his voice when he calls? Yes. Do you know Mike? Yes. How do you know Mike? I used to work for him. Did he call for you? No. Who did he call for? For Blaine. Did you talk to him for very long? No. And how long did you talk to Mike? 5 to 10 minutes. Do you know for certain it was 6 o'clock or around 6 o'clock he called? Yeah. And how do you know that for certain? Because he called after my mom left. So sometime after 5:30 he called? Yes. Okay. And you watched TV for a while before he called? Yes. So would it be fair to say you're just kind of estimating what time he called? Attorney Fallon. Objection, leading the witness. Yes. Attorney Fallon. At this point, I'd ask for a more question and answer format. The court. I think these are fair questions. Go ahead. By Attorney Freeman. Did you receive any other calls after Mike Cornley called at around 6? No. What did you do after you got off the phone with Mike? I watched TV. And how long did you watch TV after you got off the phone with Mike? Until I got another call at around 7. Okay, and who called you around 7? Stephen. Who's Stephen? My uncle. Is it that Stephen Avery? Yeah. Okay, and the one who lives next door? Yeah. What did Stephen call you about? He asked me if I wanted to come over to the bonfire. Now, did you look out the window and see if there was a bonfire? No. What did you say to Stephen? That I would be over in a little bit. So what did you do? Did you have the phone then? Yeah. What did you do then? I changed my clothes out of my school clothes. Why did you get changed? Because usually I don't like, I wear different clothes when I go out. Well, I was wearing shorts and a short sleeve that day. What was the weather like that night? Cold. So what did you change into? Pants and a shirt. What kind of pants? Jeans. Now you've been obviously sitting through this trial. There were a pair of jeans. I believe it's exhibit number 58. Do you recall seeing that? Yes. Those were the jeans you were wearing? Yes. Okay, so did you go right over to your uncle's then after you got off the phone? No. What did you do? I changed into that clothes and then he called again about 10 minutes later. Why did he call again? To see if I changed my mind. What did you say? Oh, what did you say? That I was on my way. So what did you do next, Brendan? I walked over there. Over where? Over by Stephen. Where exactly did you go over when you left your house at around 7-ish? To the fire pit? To a fire pit? Yeah. Okay, where's the fire pit located at Stephen's house? Behind his garage. Did you see the fire going? Yes. Could you describe what it looked like? It was 2 feet high. Have you seen fires back there before? Yes. How often have you seen fires? Do you know? Not that I recall. More than once? Yes. Okay. Did it look like it was normal size fire? Yes. Did you see anything on the fire? Just some tires and some branches. So about how close did you get to the fire? 10, 15 feet. Where was Stephen when you got to the fire? Standing like by the golf cart? Okay, and where was the golf cart by the fire? About 15 feet away from it. All right. What did you do when you got down to the fire? I asked him what we were going to do, and he told me that he wanted to pick up the yard, and we drove around in the golf cart and picked up stuff. Okay, what kind of stuff did you pick up? Wood, tires, an old cabinet, and the van seat. Now, is this stuff that's just lying around your yard? Yes. And by, I guess what, to clarify, was it your yard or Stephen's yard? Both. Now we go back to the wood. Do you recall where the wood was on your yard? Where it was? All over. Why do you know why there was wood all over your yard? Because it was leftovers from building our garage. Leftovers from building our garage. What what kind of wood? Timber, whatever. Timber? Wood used to frame the garage, you mean? Yeah. Okay. You said an old cabinet? Yeah. Where was that? Maybe 100 feet away from the our garage. And some old tires, you said? Yes. Okay. Where were the tires when you found them? In the same place as the cabinet? So were most of these things on your land? Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Did you mention a van seat too? Yes. Okay, where was that? On the side of our garage. Do you know why it was there? Just that Stephen got it for because we couldn't find one of the seats for the van. The van, meaning that maroon van that was out in front of your house? Yes. Okay, what did you do with the items as you collected them? We put them in the golf cart, the back of the golf cart. And what did you do with them after that? When the back of the golf cart got full, we drove it to the fire. Did you throw them on the fire? Some of it. What did you do with the rest? Piled it or planted it, piled it right by the fire. How many trips did you take in the golf cart, collecting debris from your yard? Around 4. And how long did it take you to do that? Collect the debris in your yard? About 45 minutes. And after that, what did you do? Went into the garage. Stephen asked me to help him clean up something in the garage on the floor. Okay, now have you been in the garage before? Yes. Had you ever worked with Stephen before in the garage? Yes. Was it unusual for him to ask you to help you clean something out of the garage? Not really. What did that, you said it, something to clean up. What was the something? Do you know? No. What did it look like? Looked like some fluid from a car. So what did you do to clean up? Or how did you clean up the mess on the floor? We used gas, paint thinner, and bleach with old clothes that me and my brothers don't fit in. Okay, well, let me ask you, was it a large spill? About 3 feet by 3 feet. And did you pour gasoline on it? No. So what did you do? If you weren't pouring the gasoline, what were you doing to help clean up? I was looking through the bag to find stuff to clean it up with. Bag of what? Bag of the clothes. And did you clean it up with the something from the bag of old clothes? Yes. Okay, and as you did that, what did you do with the rags? Did you just wash them out? What do you mean? When you cleaned up with the old clothes, what did you do with them as they got dirty? We picked them up and we threw them on the fire. Okay. Now, you said that you used 3 items to try to clean up the mess on the floor? Yes. And did you ever pour anything on the mess? No. Okay. What was what was the second item that Stephen used? Paint thinner. And did that clean up the mess? A little bit. Same thing, you used rags then to clean up? Yes. How did you do that? Did you get down on your hands and knees? Can you explain how you did that? We would just throw it on the floor and then we used our feet. And then you would do what with them? Move them around. And then what did you do with them after they were dirty? Picked them up and threw them on the fire. And how did you pick them up? By our fingers. The bleach was that last? Yeah. Where did Stephen get the bleach? From the house. Did you go in with him? No. Did you ever go in the house that night? Not that I recall. His house? No. Do you know where Stephen keeps his bleach? Usually in the bathroom. And how do you know that? Because I was in the bathroom a few times and I seen it. Can you estimate in the past how many times you'd been in the bathroom? 20 to 25. So you're familiar with his house a little bit? Yes. Did you ever ask Stephen what it was that was on the floor? No. Now, do you recall at some point from February 27 or on 2006 speaking to investigators Wiegert or Fossbender? Yes. And you recognize them, right? Yeah. They're here in court? Yes. Okay. And you spoke to them a couple of times? Yes. Did you tell them what you saw on the floor? Yes. What did you tell them? That it could have been blood? What did you tell them the first time they asked you what it was on the floor? I can't remember. How long did it take you to clean up what was on the floor? 15 minutes. Now, did anything happen to your clothes cleaning up the mess on the floor? Not that I noticed right away. What did you notice later? That there was bleach stains on them. Bleach on what? The pants. Okay. Did you ever wear those pants again? Not that I remember. What did you do with them? I washed them that night and just put them in my dresser. So after you finished cleaning up, you said it took about 15 minutes? Yes. What did you do then? We went back outside and we put more of the stuff that we picked up from the yard. How close to the fire did you get when you were throwing more stuff onto it? About 5 feet. Did you yourself get any phone calls while you were out there? Not that I talked to. So someone call you? My mom called Stephen, but you didn't talk to her? No. Do you know what time that was? Not that I recall. Did he tell you what she said to him? Yeah. Was Stephen outside with you the whole time watching the fire? Yes. Other than going in to get the bleach, did he ever go inside? No. So now you're watching the fire for a while, right? Yes. What are you doing? I only can recall that Stephen was talking to me about a phone call that he got from Jody. Okay, do you recall any other conversations you had? Not that I recall. But you were talking? Yes. Do you know how long you were out there waiting talking and watching the fire? No. About what time did you go home? Around 10. Do you recall, and again, maybe I asked you this, I'm sorry. Did I ask you what time you received the call from your mom? Yeah. Did you know what time that was? No. Okay. When you got home, was anyone else home? Not that I recall. Did you see any brothers? No. Did you talk to your mom at all? Yeah. When was that? About 10:20. Was she home then? No. How did you talk to her? She called on the house phone.